average American, that carbon footprint is about
You can see the ocean.
There's an actual sign of
No, don't be sorry.
I am only a child, yet I know if all the money spent on war was spent on finding environmental answers, ending poverty, and finding treaties, what a wonderful place this earth would be. At school, even in kindergarten, you teach us how to behave in the world. You teach us to not fight with others, to work things out, to respect others, to clean up our mess, not to hurt other creatures, to share, not be greedy. Then why do you go out and do the things you tell us not to do? Do not forget why you are attending these conferences, who you're doing this for. We are your own children. You are deciding what kind of a world we are growing up in. But I challenge you, please, make your actions reflect your words.
The world is at a turning point. While climate change might seem like a distant issue, we feel its effects daily, whether through pollution or the growing gap between the privileged and the vulnerable. But this is not just a future concern. It's happening now, and the crisis is growing. Many of you have led ESG efforts, but I ask, is it enough? Are we focusing on the most critical solutions, or are we missing key pieces in our strategy? It's time to focus on whether the solutions we're pushing for will truly bring the lasting impacts we need.
We've all seen the damage to our environment. But as global leaders, you are far from powerless. Too often, we hear about carbon offsetting as a catch-all solution, but not all efforts are created equal. While planting trees helps, the reality is that root systems and vegetation like moss absorb the most carbon. To truly combat climate change, strategies must rely on solid data for lasting results. The question is, are your efforts backed by science, or are they just ticking boxes?
Imagine making decisions that possibly change millions of lives, not just environmentally, but socially and economically. ESG isn't just about profit, it's about balancing economic growth with social equity. Too many still believe that sustainability and profit clash. But the reality is businesses that come into ESG foster long-term trust, loyalty, and stability. In fact, companies that prioritize sustainability are thriving. As decision makers, you hold the key to strengthening this vital link between economic success and social justice.
Leader, you've made promises in the past, but how many of those promises have turned into measurable, lasting change? ESG is not just a public relations tool. It's a framework that has potential to reshape entire industries. But when leaders fail to follow through, the problem only deepens. The youth are watching closely. We demand results, not rhetoric. If you've started these initiatives, now is the time to push them further. Step beyond your comfort zones. Because the stakes are too high.
We hear messages of hope, but we also see the devastation. Plastic has become a major focus in environmental discussions, but simply replacing plastic isn't the solution. Some alternatives may be even more harmful. As leaders, it is your responsibility to look into the bigger picture. The true solution lies in tackling climate change, managing resources wisely, and addressing global inequalities. We need comprehensive strategies that solve multiple problems at once.
You are the leaders that the world looks to, not just to solve environmental problems, but to address deep social and economic inequalities. Each decision you make has the power to reshape industries and protect ecosystems. The ESG frameworks are in place, and now is the time to amplify your efforts. Together, we can create lasting social and environmental changes. The responsibility is immense, but so is your potential to lead.
The time for just talking has passed. The world is on fire, both literally and metaphorically. You have the power to shape the future, not just through policies, but through real, bold actions. You've made strides in ESG, but now the time has come for faster, braver decisions. The world is watching. We are watching. But this is not the end of the journey. As we step forward, let's remember that actions must be sustained and continued with greater urgency.
You've already laid the foundation. Now, the question is, are you ready to go further? With each choice you make, you hold the keys to a future where industries thrive, societies are just, and ecosystems can heal. This is your legacy. The responsibility is huge, but so is your potential to create change. This is more than just business. It's about the future we leave behind. So, what will your legacy be?